Every time I was locked up, and I was locked up quite a bit, that when I would be there for church and stuff, I would go to church. I would answer every altar call they had. And it was interesting because, I was, at that time, I was doing a lot of drugs and, kind of self-medicating. And I would talk to my friends about God while we were getting high, while we were getting drunk. There wasn't a concept of like, that's taboo. I hadn't been exposed enough to the church world to know that that was like taboo culturally. You can't smoke weed and talk about Jesus. It just felt like, let's talk about God and, our problems. And so there was always an appetite for God in my heart, like to know him and to think about life and death and stuff. And I will say there was a time where that I would have like these encounters with God in the midst of everything. I remember like in the middle of all my stuff, like having this vision where Jesus kind of came to me, but I was like ashamed. But there was like those types of encounters. Like even when I was locked up, I would have these moments where I would just worship God, and I really felt like I experienced his love and his presence. And I remember too, like I would start looking at the Bible, and it just seemed so holy. I don't know how to explain it. Like if I really got scared or whatever, and I remember I would hold it close. I bought a cross when it was really scary for me at nights, because I would have like these panic attacks where I feel like I was dying, and there would be like this dark, evil presence that would come at times. And I remember like feeling like the cross that I held was like a safety place for me, like almost like a charm. But I didn't, I don't know. It just made me think about God, and and that's all I knew, And then it would scare me sometimes because I would open up the Bible and then it would have like my name in it, because my name's Daniel, and then it would like speak to me about my circumstance,
Whoa.
about like my life, and I would just open up randomly, how sometimes people do that.
Yeah.
And it would speak directly to my situations. And then I would have like these encounters too. And I think it's partly why some of the doctors started to upgrade my diagnosis to schizophrenia, was because I would watch TV and it was so strange. It was like the TV would, like the message or whatever people were talking about would be like talking to me and to my situation on how I need to start living right and getting my life right, or something terrible was going to happen to me. I would feel like God would speak to me in these different ways.